Hello, everybody, and yeah, I hope you're having a good time. It's been quite a while since I uploaded again. I uploaded about one month ago. I'm not quite so sure how long it was. But yeah, here's a new video, and today we'll talk about Hungary. Um, not a lot of people know this, but tomorrow on April the 3rd, today is still April 2nd as I'm recording this, will be the Hungarian election, right? The Hungarian parliamentary election. And this will be a very important election. Well, at least the consequences of it. This is what we'll talk about. Well, Orban will win, right? I predicted months ago. People were talking to me online. They were saying like, uh, Comrade King. I'm so scared that Orban will lose. And I was like, don't worry. Orban can't lose. He's just ruling for too long to lose. And this is kind of part of the Hungarian mindset, right? And Hungarian history. Hungarian Hungarian leaders, just like Russian leaders, tend to rule longer. Tend to rule long. For example, Janusz Kader, ruled for about how many years? 32 maybe, around 32. So they rule for a lot. And yeah, Orban is also a leader like Kader, and a very important one. So yeah, we will still see Orban for a very long time, for quite a lot of years to come. So yeah, and according to the polls right now, Orban will win. Right, he might even win two-thirds of the parliament according to polls. Well, if that will happen is a question that will be solved tomorrow. Personally, I'm not so sure. I don't think he will win the two-thirds of the parliament. Of course, as I said, it's possible, but he most likely won't. Okay, so back to the point. Yeah, so yeah, I think that this election will be the final straw for the EU and also the US. I think that they'll try to coup, Orban. I think that they'll stage a coup in like late April or so. I'm not good at predicting dates, but it will be either this or next month. Most likely, but at the end of April, like April. I don't know, April 20th maybe. Around that time, they'll try to stage a coup attempt in Hungary. There will be massive protests, massive unrest, and this won't be actually the first coup, by the way, that the U.S. will organize in recent times. I've actually compiled an entire list of recent coup attempts that the U.S. committed, and it's quite a list. You have, you know, all sorts of countries on there. You have Venezuela, you have Peru, you have Cuba twice really. You have Haiti, you have Honduras, you have Bolivia, you have well, what else do you have? Nicaragua, Ecuador, you have Moldova, Burkina Faso was coup together with France, just like Niger and Chad, as well as Guinea. They also tried to stage a coup in South Africa. Um, Made a successful coup in Kyrgyzstan, close to war in Nagorno-Karabakh, and now in Malorussia, aka Ukraine. And yeah, and they also staged a lot of other coup attempts, to be precise. The vast majority of them did not even succeed, such as in Belarus, in Kazakhstan, in I could name an entire list, but you get the point. In Brazil, even in Europe, and in Iraq as well, and yeah, even in Europe, they tried to coup the Austrian government, which is rather anti-establishment and anti-EU federalist, right? They're right-wing populists, right? And they did manage to coup Sebastian Kurz, and then this guy Alexander Schallenberg, I think his name is, took over, right? But then Schallenberg was removed from office, and now this new guy Karl Nehammer took over, and yeah, it's also an anti-establishment guy. Okay, so yeah, I think that even considering that a coup was even happened in Austria, right? In Austria in 2021, that one can happen in Hungary as well. I think there will be one. I think that the US and the EU will actually, especially the EU, will actually stage a color revolution in Hungary, right? Similar to the ones in Malorussia, aka Ukraine. Where else were the color revolutions? Kyrgyzstan, uh, I think Moldova and Georgia as well, but I'm not so sure right now. But yeah, you get the point. I think that there will be color revolution, right? The reasons as to why the coup will happen, like the reasons they will give, I'm not quite sure about. They'll most likely just say, that Orban is a dictator and ruling for too long is authoritarian. The election results are rigged, and we heard the same story all the billion times by now in the recent years since 2018, since the rigged 2018 Brazilian election. We heard the same in Venezuela, where this one guy, random guy who never won an election or something, Juan Guaido, just proclaimed himself as the president of Venezuela, and then, together with the US, claimed that the Venezuelan election results are fraudulent, not real, and whatever. Same in Bolivia, Honduras, Belarus, Kazakhstan, not Kazakhstan, but Kyrgyzstan, Iraq. Um, I could name a whole list really, but I'm not gonna do that again. You get the point. Okay, and anyway, I think Hungary is a big threat to the EU and the US, especially the EU. Well, they used to be buddies with Donald Trump when Trump was in power in the US, but yeah, Trump is gone now, and now we have Biden in power, and Biden is very pro-EU and stuff like that. He opposes Brexit, for example, right? And opposes Boris Johnson even. So, yeah, and then I think that this guy, the Hungarian guy, the leader of the opposition in Hungary, like the pro EU, like pro EU federalist, right? Liberal Hungarian candidate will stage the coup and proclaim himself as the president of Hungary. Let me actually look up his name. Um, Wait, is it recording? Okay, yeah, it's recording. I'll edit this a bit. Um, yeah, this will take a while. It doesn't matter, okay? Basically, what if you didn't know, in Hungary, by the way, the opposition united, right? The opposition parties united. Basically, everyone anti-Fidesz united. Almost everyone anti-Fidesz, at least the entire establishment, such as the Hungarian Social Democratic Party, the Jobbik Party, and what have you. Yeah, they all united, and I think they'll all try to stay, to oust Orban together. And yeah, the I think yeah, okay, I just looked his name up. Peter Markizé, I think is. I'm not quite sure how his name is pronounced. And yeah, I think that this guy will proclaim himself the leader of Hungary in the next few weeks. Will try to stage coup in Hungary. I mean, look at the EU. They're just fed up with Orban. They don't want to deal with Orban anymore. They look at all the sanctions they put on Hungary, and these 2020 laws in Hungary, which tried to restrict, you know, of of the rainbow community, their rights. Uh, you know, in Hungary, right? The EU opposed what Hungary did in regards to these rights and stuff, right? And they tried to kick Hungary out of the EU. They don't want them in the EU. At least not Orban. They want Hungary in the EU, but not Orban, right? So I think there will be a coup soon in Hungary for numerous other reasons. But basically, I can sort of told you what. Yeah, and Hungary, Orban is ruling for a very long time, right? It's a huge pain in the basketball that you for a very long time. They're not like Orban is not like I don't know SDS in Slovenia, which might lose the next election, or who else do you have? Peter Fiala in Czechia, or what's that guy's name? The Latvian Prime Minister thing as well. These are not, comparable, right? They're not comparable, because they have much less experience. They're way less in power, and Orban has a much louder voice. Like, when it comes to vetoing stuff, when it comes to protecting Poland and stuff like that, and vice versa, Poland helps Hungary in vetoes and stuff like that. They're really the only ones to, reject the rainbow laws of 2021 and stuff like that. Um, yeah, what else can I say? I think that the EU and US hoped for the Hungarian election. Perhaps, it was actually likely. It was actually not likely, but it was possible for Orban to lose Ukraine to Poles. I think they were hoping for that. But since this war started, the Malorosh in Ukraine, things have changed. Because of energy prices are the most important question to Hungarians right now. It's what has become the most important question in Hungary, right? So Orban's popularity has increased, right? Now an election won't remove Orban, right? But it'll be much harder to remove Orban. And, it's impossible to remove Orban. The only way to do that at this point is just a color revolution or a coup. So yeah, mark my words. I think that soon, by around late April, at around late April to be precise, a coup will be staged in Hungary, a color revolution. But yeah, an important question remains: will it succeed? No, I don't think so. Of course, it's in the EU, and um, you can't compare it like to I don't know West Africa or uh, you know uh, Latin America or the former Soviet republics, because it's literally inside like this pro-establishment, imperialist bourgeois organization. It's inside of it, right? So the EU has a much higher chance to successfully coup Orban, but they don't will not succeed in doing it because we saw what happened in Austria that failed, and I think it's possible that Orban will temporarily be removed from office. It's possible, quite possible. That won't be the end of the world. It will be bad, but it won't be the end of the world, right? Um, the It's what happened in Austria. It's what happened in Bolivia. In Bolivia, for example, Evo Morales was forced to step down, and then this liberal, politician in, Bolivia took over. Um, whose name is, I think, also I don't have a script. I'm doing this in free form completely. Yeah, and then this woman, Gianine Anes, or however you pronounce her name, took over, right? In Bolivia, who is part of the establishment and a US puppet, right? This US puppet was in power for almost an entire year, but yeah, the coup attempt in Bolivia failed, and then Louis Arque took over, or who is part of Evo Morales' party, Movement for Socialism, and is an ally of Morales, right? I think that this is also possible. That we can see, like, in Hungary, yeah, just like in Bolivia, and, oh my god, what was the other country again? Oh, sorry, I'm so tired. I'm making this video very late right now, almost at midnight. Um, yeah, you get the point. Austria, exactly, Austria. I think that it's possible that Orban will be ousted temporarily, then Peter Marquise will take over for maybe a few months, then a new election will happen, like in Bolivia, then Orban will take over again, or just like in Austria, Peter Marquise will just be voted out, right? The Hungarian parliament or something like that, right? Right. Yeah. So let's see how the events go. Maybe I'm completely wrong. We don't know. We don't know, right? We don't know how things will play out. But I'm making this video just for people to be prepared for what could possibly, right? Possibly be about to happen in Hungary. And yeah. Anyway, I encourage you guys, including my Marxist and socialist views, who make up the majority of my views, right? My views is my channel is Marxist and rather socialist orientated, right? Although it's political related, I want all sorts of people to watch my videos, and convince all sorts of people to become socialists and stuff like that. Yeah, I encourage you guys to also support Orban and what's about to happen. You don't want a pro-establishment US EU puppet to take over like Peter Marquise, who supports a united federalized EU and opposes Russia. You don't want that, right? You want someone like Orban. So yeah, I wish Viktor Orban luck. Not just in the election, that he'll win anyway, regardless. But in the aftermath of the election, I hope he will stay in power. Despite the color revolution that is about to happen in Hungary. Yeah. I think that this is it for today's video, right? Please, yeah. Subscribe, maybe like the video. Perhaps spread this video around a bit, especially if my prediction somehow comes true. And maybe in like 2, 3, 4 weeks, I don't know. This is how it usually goes. You know, there happens an election, then in 2 weeks there happens this coup attempt in the country, and then it fails, or the leader is also temporarily and then comes back, or there's a coup in the worst case, but although this is very rare, it becomes successful, right? The West African coups especially were successful, right? Succeeds on the what can you do about it? That's just bad. Yeah, guys, thanks for watching, goodbye.